Hi all, this session we're going to see 8279 keyboard cum display controller function by connecting with 8085 microprocessor. So it is very important, like how do an 8085 microprocessor interfaced with 8279 keyboard display controller IC is going to display a content on the respective display part. So let's see. So it is very important, like it is a 8279 display controller IC. It is a display control IC which is interfaced with display controller which is interfaced with 8085 microprocessor. So that is only going to give a display in your microprocessor. So you have your microprocessor 8085, and with the effect of or by using an interfacing IC 8279 display controller on your microprocessor unit. So this is going to bring a control by initializing this only. By making it act, you are going to get a display in microprocessor. For that, we are going to write an ALP program, an assembly language program in 8085 microprocessor. So let's see how it functions. Now here in this part, I'm going to write an ALP. So for that, very important step is you have to initialize your 8279, which is your keyboard cum display controller IC. This can be called as keyboard cum display controller 8279. It is not only a display controller, it is a keyboard cum display controller. So you have to initialize that first, and then you have to write an ALP. That is very important. So initializing is also done only by ALP. So initializing has got few steps, and after that you step into the actual display of characters or alphanumeric characters, whatever it is. So in this part, so we're going to display a character HE, two letters. So in order to display that, there is a format here in your display IC. So it's a 7-segment display. So here you have got that segments, 4 plus 3, 7 segments. So here I have A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Now I want to have H to be displayed. So this is my H. So when I want to display this H, I have to highlight F, I have to highlight B, I have to highlight C, I have to highlight E, D and G. So these are the letters I have to highlight. Generally in display, you have two important formats. One is the common anode display and common cathode display. So anode and cathode, generally if you say common anode, anode is grounded, common cathode, cathode is grounded. Generally in a diode, for example, you have anode and cathode. Anode connected to positive, cathode connected to negative, like that only we know. So common anode means anode is grounded, something equivalent to negative. So this is opposite. So common anode sounds opposite. Common cathode is general in diode. Cathode is generally connected to negative terminal, or cathode is ground. So when you have this common anode, common cathode. So when you have this anode and cathode display, here we are following common anode display. So for that we have a format DCBA DPEFG. DCBA DPEFG. That is your format. DCBA DPEFG. So I can explain you what is that DCBA format. So it is very simple. So when you write here, let me write it clearly here so that you will understand. So I'm following a DCBA format. Let's follow that. So here I have DCBA. This is the format for displaying the character I'm writing EFG, because ABCDFG. So this DP is your decimal point. So DP comes here. So this is your decimal point. So like this only you have a 7-segment display. So D, C, B, A, D, P, E, F, G. So this is how it comes. Now, as per our logic, if you want to display H, so this is for H. What and all should be highlighted? You have to highlight B, C, E, F, G. B, C, E, F, G. So whenever we say everything to be highlighted, we assign the value bit 1. On means 1, off means 0. Here, everything should be on, we mean to say. But we are following a pattern called common anode. Common anode is an opposite display pattern. So whichever to be highlighted, it should be 0. Whichever to be off, it should be 1. Opposite way. 1 should be 0, 0 should be 1. So this is what common anode display. So for displaying the character H, we have to highlight B, C, E, F, G. That means it should not be 1. Because it's a common anode display, it should not be 1. So B should be 0, C should be 0, E should be 0, F should be 0, G should be 0. Rest all it should be 1. 1, 1, 1. Now let me follow the 8421 format here. So I need a hexadecimal value. So it is your 8421 code. Because it is in binary pattern, I have to convert that into hexadecimal value. So 8421 code is your hexadecimal value. So only for 8 you have a value 1. Again for value 1 you have 1. So 8 plus 1 it is 9. And here only for DP you have 1, rest all it is 0. So 9, 8. So in order to display a character H, the hexadecimal value is 98. So this is what the concept is. It's very simple. We found whether it's a common anode or a common cathode display, and we came to a conclusion of whether this is a common anode. Here we are following common anode. And in common anode, this is a pattern. So we are writing all the letters clearly in common anode pattern like DCBA, DCBA, DPEFG, where DP is your decimal point. So I told you what is your 7-segment display. So in order to highlight H, or in order to display character H, all your B, C, E, F, G should be highlighted. This is what, so B, C, E, F, G should be highlighted. But since it's a common anode display, whichever to be highlighted, it should be made 0. So I've made B, C, E, F, G to be 0. Rest all it is 1. So when I frame the value, I'm getting 98H. The meaning is, when I give 98, H will be displayed. That is the meaning. When I give 98, H will be displayed. In the same way, let's form for E. Let's form for E. So how we are going to form for E? So now what do I do? Let me in the same H, let me form an E. So H la I cannot have this 2 characters, which is your BC. Let me delete that. So E means the down segment to be highlighted. E means the down segment to be highlighted. That is the meaning. E means the down segment to be highlighted. So what do I do? So this is your part. This is your E part. This is your E part. How it will be highlighted? So what are the characters here? A. From the display pattern you can see. So A is here and D is here. D is here. So I want A, D, E, F, G to be highlighted for displaying character E. For displaying character E. That is what. Now we have to assign the values. Now we have to assign the values for this. So how will you? Now let me erase this part and assign the values for character E. So what I have to do? I have to highlight AD, then EFG. Highlight AD, EFG means that should be 1, but since it's a common anode display, I'm making it as 0. So what and all has to be highlighted? Here I have to go for AD, EFG. So AD, EFG. So what is that AD? So this is your A is 0, then D is also 0, the first value, D is also 0, EFG is also 0. So then only E will be highlighted. Rest all it should be 1. Rest all character it should be 1. So what will be the value when you form an 8421 format? The first 4 bits, again the next 4 bits. So here it is 8421. So 4 plus 2 it is 6. 4 plus 2. So this is 8. This is 4. This is 2. This is 1. So 4 plus 2 is 6. Only that is highlighted and this is 8. So 6, 8. So when you have 8, this is 4. This is 2. This is 1. 6, 8 H. So when you want to display the character E, it should be 6, 8. The hexadecimal value is 6, 8. So H it is 9, 8. So when you feed these both values, you can definitely get a HE display in your part. So with this I'll stop. I'll start with the explanation of deriving the hexadecimal value is over here. Now let's step into the program